What if the fate of an entire nation rested in the hands of one young woman who never expected to become a queen?
This is the extraordinary story of Hadassah, known as Esther, a story of courage, faith, and God's unseen hand at work.
Keep these words in your heart, Hadassah, for they will guide you in all your ways. In the quiet of our home, the past whispers through the ink of these scrolls, before the blue tiles of Susa defined our horizon.
Is that the promise of our people?
Yes, he will always deliver us.
The sky turned to ash as the walls crumbled, flowing into the unknown. Each step was a prayer as the holy city vanished behind a veil of dust.
Across the burning sands of the Fertile Crescent, we marched under the watchful eyes of our cowering monuments that touched the very clouds.
Welcome to the channel of Ms.Esther. Subscribe and join the legacy. This is Esther, the queen who saved her people.
Then, the gates of Susa rose before us, a forest of cedar and stone, draped in learned to keep the flame of our heritage alive in secret.
This matter affects the entire realm. A firm decision must be made to secure your power forever.
Not just in the heavens, but within the very walls of the king's court, the shadow of defiance had fallen across the golden halls of Persia.
King Xerxes sat upon his throne, but his power could not command the heart of his queen.
She defies me? Before my princes? Before my people?
For her refusal to be paraded, Queen Vashti was cast out. Her crown was stripped, her place forgotten, and the halls of Susa fell silent in her wake. In the void left by the queen, the king's advisors saw an opportunity to secure the law and the crown.
The king must choose a new queen. Let the decree go forth. Let beautiful young women from all the provinces be brought to the palace of Susa.
And so, the search began, a search that would reach into the farthest corners of the empire. In the ancient city of Susa, royal officials sought out young women, and Hadassah quietly stepped forward.
Do not tell anyone you are Jewish. Go with courage, and may the Lord watch over you. In the quiet of her home, Hadassah sought the strength of her fathers, entrusting her uncertain future to the hands of the Almighty. From that day forward, Hadassah would be known in the palace by a new name, Esther.
Walk with royal grace.
The young women are escorted into the palace. Here they enter the lavish house of women. In the courtyard, women were taught refined etiquette, each movement measured, each smile practiced for the king's eye.
Thank you, me. I am small among these great ones, but I trust in the Lord who knows my heart.
Esther approaches the throne. The king's stern expression gradually melts, replaced by quiet admiration and grace. The search for a queen concluded in a moment of unprecedented splendor.
I declare you Esther, queen of all Persia.
Susa erupted in a symphony of joy. Mordecai watched his ward fulfill her destiny.
the decree of destruction was turned into a song of deliverance. From every home and every corner, the people emerged to honor the God who hears the cries of the faithful.
But even in celebration, danger crept through the palace. Mordecai overheard a deadly conspiracy. Tonight, the king falls.
Bigthan and Teresh plotted in secret, but Mordecai, God's faithful servant, stood near and listened in silence.
This act of loyalty was recorded in the royal chronicles, a small seed of faithfulness planted in a garden that would soon face a terrible storm. Mordecai acted. The treachery was exposed, the conspirators apprehended, and the king's life was spared.
Haman, the king's chief advisor, walked with a heart full of pride. He demanded that all should bow before his presence, seeking the glory that belongs to God alone. But Mordecai stood firm, refusing to honor a man over his creator. In his rage, Haman cast the lot to determine the day of destruction for all the Jews. The royal decree was sealed with the king's own ring, a command of death sent to every corner of the empire. Messengers rode day and night, carrying the dark news to every province.
Do not think you will escape. If you remain silent, relief will arise from another place.
The decree spread through Susa like a shadow.
The king sees her.
Every
He grants her
soul
life.
of her people was marked for destruction.
O Lord, I am afraid, but my people are in danger. Give me courage to do what must be done.
Go and prepare a grand feast. It is for the king and Haman.
Esther fasts for 3 days first, along with all her people.
The day of the feast arrives. Esther walks boldly toward the king's throne room, knowing she could be killed. Even up to half the kingdom, it will be given you.
If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come today to a banquet I have prepared for the king.
The first feast was prepared with great care. Amidst the aroma of exotic spices and the flow of the finest vintage, Queen Esther prepared the heart of the king. Queen Esther, what is your request?
Let the king and Haman come tomorrow to the banquet I have prepared.
Haman left the banquet with a proud smile. He walked confidently through the palace courtyard. All the royal servants bowed down to him.
By the king's decree, all were ordered to bow before Haman, but Mordecai, guided by his faith, refused to give him such honor. Filled with pride, Haman's heart turned to pure rage.
Inside his luxurious home, let a gallows be made.
50 cubits high, speak to the king, and have Mordecai hanged.
Under a dark Persian night sky, silently assemble a towering wooden structure outside the city. Moonlight shines across the unfinished framework, creating a dramatic silhouette.
How he saved the king's life.
What honor have we given him? None at all, sire. What should be done for the man the king wishes to honor?
Let him wear royal robes and ride the king's horse.
Do all this for Mordecai the Jew.
I am a Jew, and my people have been sentenced to death.
Haman plotted this evil. Will he even assault the queen while I am in the house?
Esther and Mordecai wrote a new decree. Messengers rushed out with the good news. On the 13th of Adar, feasts and gladness. They shared gifts with the poor. Mordecai was honored by the king.
And so, the first Purim celebration began, a day of feasting, gladness, and sending gifts. A dynamic generation sharing a story of survival. Through the generations, the story is retold, a timeless promise of courage and faith. From generation to generation, the light shines on, fulfilling an eternal legacy. Through the generations, the story lives on. Across time, we remember and rejoice, a faithful tradition bound forever in joy.
For the Jews, it was a time of light and gladness, a time of joy and honor. And so we remember this day.
It is wonderful to see. Could you pass me that bowl?
This is so lovely.
It is wonderful to have everyone here.
This is definitely the best meal ever.